We are we are back for another season.
You gotta redo that.
We can't redo it.
Yeah, you can.
We're gonna go now.
Right now. Good.
We are back for our third season, and this one's going to be an awesome one because this is our third season. We did 1, 2, we're on number 3, right?
You're really trying to stretch this intro. Okay.
So this is our third season, and we were kind of going back into what we were doing in the first season.
So paranormal oddities and that kind of stuff.
Conspiracies and things
conspiracies, like that. The creepy stuff.
And so we're getting back to the paranormal, and one of the things we want to do is actually go back to extraterrestrials as well, right? Like UFO sightings and things like that. Because for some reason, this is dumb, but there is a Tic Tac video. Remember that?
Tic Tac video?
Yeah, the Tic Tac video, the UFO video.
I almost thought you mispronounced TikTok. I was like...
It's where these air fighter pilots are seeing this, and they put it on the news. Larry King did a cover of it.
Yeah.
And people are just now seeing it again and acting like it's a brand new phenomenon. And it's like this Tic Tac video, now is the best time to release UFO videos and crap like that. It's dumb. And I was like, I saw that like a year ago. It's stupid. So we're going to revisit those conspiracies, and we're going to revisit UFOs. And I think one of the ones we want to actually go back and do is actually the This Man conspiracy as well, right?
Yeah, that one was what kind of started the whole creepy thing.
Yeah.
And that one really kind of got people bothered.
It was a weird time.
Like a lot of people started writing, "You gave me nightmares." It was. Yeah, I kind of want to get back into that
because I want to redo it because it was one of the weirdest experiences, especially getting into the podcast. And then right when we do those podcasts, we were having things happening in our homes.
Yeah, weird things started happening. It was just, I don't know, man. It was just kind of weird, like how we started trying to look into the certain things, and then shut up, Siri. And then certain things started happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was weird. It was like, that's no coincidence.
So we did a This Man conspiracy, and we were covering him, and then everyone started having dreams, and these are people connected to us didn't even see his face, and they were seeing him in their dreams.
Yeah.
And then they saw the podcast and like,
hey, I saw that guy.
Yeah, I saw him in the dream while you guys were talking about doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And because one of the things we do is we usually talk about the podcast, especially like with our family and wives and stuff, and we just like regurgitate that onto the podcast.
Yeah.
And they hear about it first, and then they were having dreams about it before even seeing his face.
Yeah.
And we also did one about La Llorona, and then things started happening.
You had to bring that up.
And things started happening around the house as well. Especially you used to live out of town.
Yeah.
Into the fields.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, and you were having things happening, and I was having things happening at home.
Literally something outside the window crying.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah.
And me and Alethea, my wife, we were doing that as well.
La Llorona. It was like another version of it. Like the crying woman, like around here, or Native American culture, that's in like so many different cultures that they have the same type of thing. And yeah, that one was just gross. That was creepy.
So one of the things we're actually wanting to do this season is we did, if you guys were following along and following our radio, we actually did, that being said, welcome to Following Our Radio. I didn't even say that.
You know what? If you watch these videos, any videos, that's like your catchphrase. You gotta put that on a cup. That being said,
should we restart this whole thing?
No, just let it go.
Okay, so if you guys are listening out there on the podcasting platforms, we are starting a new season. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/FallenHour, on YouTube at Fallen Hour, and you guys will be able to find the video version of this podcast, because I am saying this because we are getting a lot of new listeners, and especially us being off the podcast. We took some time off, and
quite a while.
Within a month, we hit like 3,000 listeners in that month. So it's we're gaining traction.
Like right when we kind of like forgot about it, and then out of nowhere the numbers started climbing. Like,
oh look, there's a legion.
So it's kind of cool. All right, well, here it goes, starting to take off. And
yeah, and we're getting messages and things like that, people writing you, myself, and the podcast and on the page asking us where the hell this Bigfoot video is and things like that.
Yeah, that's like one of the ones I was getting asked about like a lot, is when you guys doing this one, or when you guys doing that one. And it's like, I'm not done with my break.
And one of the things we actually want to start doing is doing video interviews, whether that's with fans that have their own story, whether that's with experts, because I know there's a Bigfoot expert in Montana.
Well, I mean, that's what I really liked. Like the last one we did last season, when we actually started getting people writing us or sending us their stories, though some of those were creepy as hell. And that's like kind of cool, like actually having people reach out to you saying, hey, this is my story, you know, this happened here, especially when it's local and they start like describing it, you start to picture it, and it gives it that much more of a creepy factor.
And the cool thing is we're actually getting invited to some places to do like paranormal hunting and things of that nature.
Yeah, like and people wanting us to go to their places, like ghost hunt or do this or do that, or paranormal research, or even just coming down there and checking it out. So.
And that's kind of the thing I wanted to make this known is, especially to our listeners, is that this is going to be basically, you are listening to basically our journals.
Yeah.
This is going to be our research center, and everything we are learning, we are putting on the podcast because we are trying to research this. We're trying to research paranormal events. We're trying to research conspiracy events and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, this is basically our journals of research. And that's kind of the cool thing as well, is because we're learning with you guys.
Yeah, as we go. I was about to say that, like, right before you said it, because there's some of these podcasts we did, like the first one, we kind of wing it and kind of get into what the topic is about. And then the second one is when we kind of start knowing more and more about it and bring what we've learned to people that are listening that probably haven't heard of these things.
And that's probably the thing that really sets us apart, is because when we do the podcast, we're like, we don't know nothing about this, and we try to get through it. And then that's the thing. We're our first episode is just us learning about it.
Like when we start doing stuff like that, my first thought is, somebody's probably gonna think we're a dumbass and don't know what we're talking about. But then basically everybody like giving us feedback or something, it was always positive. So
yeah,
except for a few.
And we are fresh out of quarantine.
Shoot out, but it's funny. Yeah,
we're fresh out of quarantine, and we're making sure we're staying safe. And going forward, we actually have a couple episodes we're going to release of the serial killer series, and that's going to be, we're going to make that a sub-series. And we're doing this, and we're making the smart move, because I believe that we're not going to be able to record too much podcasts as a group. So we're going to be starting this series where we'll be diving into paranormal events and things of that nature, and making that the central theme of Fallen Hour Radio. Yeah. Going forward, and making things like that a sub-series.
Yeah.
Right?
So we can do this series, and then also the sub-series with like After Horizons, or, you know, somebody else, or, you know, do stuff like that. So yeah, kind of go back and forth. So we always have something to put out. So there's not much of a wait between.
Yeah. And we have some people we're looking into, especially getting into interviews, people that are professionals in their field, whether that's a Bigfoot researcher in Montana, paranormal researchers. And one of the things is we want to start getting into also paranormal hunting. And so one of the things I want to start doing is actually ordering a lot of equipment and start making, just so that we have our own set. So if somebody calls us out to a place, we can go there.
So we don't have to use their stuff, we can do it with them?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so if somebody messages a page, and if maybe they're sensitive, maybe they don't want too many people coming around, and then we can go out there and do our own hunting and put that on a podcast, put that in video form, and it'll be a really cool thing to go forward with.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. And also, we did if you guys were listening on Fallen Hour Radio, we did an Urban Legends series, and that was with Zach and Gasani and After Horizons, but they had art pieces, and I'm actually going to get those scanned as soon as I can. I know that there's a lot of places closed right now, but as soon as we can get prints of those, I'm going to get those printed, and those are going to be for sale on a website that we'll mention probably in future podcasts. Is there anything else there, Marcus?
As far as what we've done,
yeah.
No, I don't think so. Not with that.
So we basically have like 2 series coming out. We have our main series, which will be paranormal. We have a sub-series of serial killers, and that one's going to be insane.
Yeah, that bothered me.
And there's some of paranormal dipping into that as well.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like that's what I like doing, is trying to go past what you usually see like on documentaries or, you know, stuff like that, and find the stuff that they don't put out there, like the weird creepy facts that they don't put out,
but making it concrete. That this is what happened. This is like, this is actually someone's account.
Yeah, this is something they left out. This is something that happened too, or, you know, stuff like that. These are other facts that aren't really known.
Right.
That's kind of what I wanted.
We got to restart. All right. A little rusty, but we're getting back to it.
All right.
So, like you were saying, is you wanted to investigate these things and kind of like
address what just happened.
Our camera shut off. We're a little rusty, but
he forgot to charge the battery.
Yeah, so I forgot to charge that battery. I have another battery that I put in there.
But where the hell was I? That we wanted to actually dig past what you usually see on like documentaries and stuff like that, and find those facts and bring those out, saying, hey, this happened too, things that people haven't really heard about or don't really know, and put those out and kind of share those kind of findings too with people.
And that being said, we also have a thing that we got widely publicized for, is our Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women series.
Yeah.
And that is one we're going to hopefully be able to wrap up this summer, right?
Yeah.
Because we started going with it, and then a lot of crap happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened, and then the weather started getting bad, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna kind of put a damper on everything. And
because the thing is where we live, everyone's widespread, and when the weather gets bad, you don't want to be traveling too far because there's tons of accidents, and the roads get really sketchy out here.
Yeah,
but and we especially didn't want nobody traveling to us and put them at risk.
Yeah, but that's one thing also that I don't really want to rush and put out there. Like just kind of like slap something together and hey, this is what we have. Like actually take our time and do it right.
Yeah,
and actually make it worthy.
Yeah. So we're this summer we're actually going to start pushing for that, and hopefully this this whole pandemic thing kind of brushes over and kind of gets better, so that we're actually at a place where we can go out there and shoot interviews. I don't want to do a Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women documentary and we're just shooting over like Skype calling or Zoom and interviews that way, which could be possible, could be a way to go, but we'll try to get that out as soon as possible. But we're taking our time on it, so that's the thing. We actually recorded a few interviews, we did some music on it, things of that nature. So the thing about the way we do things is that we get rolling and we get them done really quick, we edit very swiftly, and we try to get it out there.
Yeah.
And we got publicized for it, so I don't want no one to go and be like, you're the paper, and you got our hopes up and things like that. Yeah.
It like go as far as like ending up having this story put on the front page for what we're gonna do and then not go through with it. Yeah, that'd be horrible. Because everybody started kind of saying thank you for doing this. I was like, man, we want to like actually kind of help spread this awareness and all that. And
we don't want to do a docuseries that's already been done.
Yeah,
we don't want to regurgitate what other people are saying. We want to go in there, especially almost like investigative reporting. Yeah, because we're going in there, we're actually going to look at the stories, and we're going to give our own thoughts on it and things like that.
Yeah, not just tell basically facts of what we read or anything. Actually have their family members or people that have lost people, or people that know people that have went missing, their family members and stuff, actually let them tell you how it is for them, how they feel, how it affected them. That's kind of what we're kind of going for with that.
And the cool thing about that is, especially when you get into even TV, when they start telling stories like that, a lot of times they actually start solving these cases.
Yeah.
So that's one of the hopes anyways, is to actually lend some sort of way people can actually investigate themselves, or if there's someone out there who would actually investigate those things. And because in this field there's really not anybody trying to give too much help to those people, so a lot of people feel lost, nobody's helping them, things of that nature. So it's going to be something to
it's actually lately it's kind of nice to actually see that being pushed out. Them actually coming out, like trying to help, especially like it's finally starting to gain attraction. Gain traction, and that helps starting to finally come out.
Right.
So seeing it like along the way, it's interesting. It's something we kind of want to put out there and just help with.
Right. So that being said, we're going. That's on our books, and we are launching season 3, and this one, it's going to be a long one because we're not going to taper off this time. We're actually going to start. We're actually going to go with it, and it's going to be like Bob's Burgers. Freaking, have you seen their episodes? They have like 17, like 20 something freaking episodes in the season. That's kind of what I want to go for.
Yeah, we have plenty of stuff to
talk about.
Yeah. Like I brought a list over of things that's already like over 50 episodes.
Yeah. So you guys have a lot of episodes.
So we got to line up. So
that being said, is that it?
So, but how I want to kind of talk about how we're gonna go about that.
About what?
This whole thing.
The series.
Whole thing.
The series.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to start see if we can reach out to possibly the Moss Mansion if they're open to us coming in there, doing a podcast in there.
They seemed very welcome last time, and
Yeah.
they were open to the fact of actually inviting us back again.
Yeah.
So it's promising.
Yeah, and the thing is, we want to make sure we represent them the right way and actually get their story out there because they have a really cool story.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool stories actually.
And this series is going to be a little different. We actually have a new character coming on board, and I'll be revealing him very, very soon. But it's going to be really awesome.
Just laughing thinking about it. It's gonna be awesome.
It's
gonna be fun.
This person we have coming on board is a longtime friend of mine. He owns a tattoo shop in Billings, and it's going to be. I don't know. Should I just say it's going to be?
It's going to be new. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be like what's that lady's name who used to give advice on the air?
Oh, I can't remember.
What's her name?
Let's just introduce it with the actual thing going on.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really cool. There's gonna be a spin-off with it, so that he's gonna have his own podcast, and it's gonna be an awesome thing to do. But it's gonna be a fallen hour character, and you guys are gonna enjoy it. And one of the things I want to do is actually introduce characters.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I always wanted to get into is that we have a show, and the thing about this podcast is. Just so that you guys aren't out there and wondering what the hell's going on. Like, we just put out a freaking teaser, and that has Phantom Broadcasting in the front.
The ones where you murdered the hell out of me.
Yeah, and we murdered Marcus.
Slasher style.
Yeah, slasher style is I want to start creating basically a universe of where we're creating our own just weird reality.
Kind of universe.
Yeah. So that if we put Marcus in the car and he's driving down the road and an episode or a movie or a episode, like an episode, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Is that we have things that pertain to the podcast playing in the background, things that nature, dropping Easter eggs inside of those episodes and how he gets killed and things of that nature. Putting little Easter eggs in just random places. Whether that's playing Phantom Broadcasting, things like that.
Yeah.
And just kind of hinting towards maybe our next season or our next episode.
Like it was, we filmed one just kind of like it was basically supposed to be test footage, and it wasn't supposed to be really put out, but it got put out. And something that nobody really knew except for everybody involved was, I think I broke 3 ribs.
Oh my gosh.
Filming this thing.
Oh, kitty. Yeah, Marcus. During one of the scenes in that video, he falls down and he crushes his ribs on a chunk of ice,
which happened.
Oh. Yeah. So that was real. That was real pain.
So like kind of like a story behind the scenes is, one of these guys tripped me and I fell to the ground, and I wanted to make it look real as possible, so I'm going to throw myself on the ground, and I tossed myself down and just chunk of ice right to the ribs.
Oh my gosh.
They cut the cameras and I'm standing in the corner almost throwing up, just dry heaving. It just sounds brutal as hell. And all I hear behind me is, let's film that again. I was like, I don't know if I could do it, but we did it.
You pushed through.
It came out pretty decent. It was funny. It was fun. And
you didn't know that you were going to be shooting that day.
No, I didn't. I was
because you guys came pick me up, and I brought my camera out there, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go shoot test footage, and I was like, no.
I thought we were just doing pictures and just getting the lighting right and all that, and some cool spots we can do, and I pop my trunk and they start putting machetes and bats and everything in my trunk. And I'm sitting there dressed, kind of nice and got some really nice boots on. I'm like, I came home muddy and beat up and broken bones.
Did they ask what happened to you?
I just walk in, they just look at me like, what the hell happened to you?
There was murder today.
Yeah. And so maybe about 2 months I was dealing with breathing problems.
Yeah.
I could barely move. Yeah, it was not fun, but...
So it's going to be something cool. Also, one of the things I want to highlight is your music that you put on every episode. Is I'm going to start dropping also those tracks on the podcast so that in between podcasts you guys can choose to listen to Marcus's music. And it just be like a really
kind
cool
of soundtrack that we go along with this whole thing.
Yeah. And one of the things we actually want to start getting to is actually getting to theatrics and developing audio versions that are theatrical horror.
Yeah.
That will tie into the music and putting those out on the podcast.
Like a lot of these were really rushed. Like I just slapped them together 5 minutes before the podcast.
Yeah.
But this last one that we just finished for this season is one that actually kind of took my time and messed around with and tried to find the right sound and the right feel, and I'm actually kind of happy about this one.
Anything else there?
No, I think that's pretty much...
Is that it?
I think that pretty much covers it.
So I hope you guys are tuned in. I hope you guys stay tuned in and get ready for season 3. It's dropping very, very soon. We actually have a couple episodes, and we're recording our first episode for the paranormal series tomorrow. And we are not sure. Well, actually, it'll be today.
Paranormal, urban legend, myths, folklore, extraterrestrial, cryptid type topics is what we're going to get into. So.
Right. And that's going to drop very, very soon. And we're going to start doing things a little differently this season and introduce new characters, introduce new theatrics, music, and things of that nature. It's going to be something for you guys to follow along. Something very intriguing and submersive, especially. That being said, if you guys are into metaphysical properties, into crystals, healing stones, things of that nature, check out our other podcast at Stones and Bones Radio. Actually go to Spotify and search Stones and Bones Podcast. Go to Apple Podcasts and search Stones and Bones Podcast, and you'll be able to find the podcast there. Also visit stones-bones.com. They have a wide variety of stones, healing stones, fossils, anything you guys can think of. Especially Fallen Hour has a collection of art pieces on the website, so that's stones-bones.com. I will see you guys there, and I will see you guys very, very soon. We have a new season. Get hyped. See you guys next time.